Got YouTube going. Chat is ready. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm HypeHype. I play games, make games, and everything between. And today I'm gonna be going over some games levels. Really, I've been working on this past weekend, and hopefully I will be able to continue making these levels. I spent about an hour today trying to get this bouncing mechanism to work, and I think I did get it to work, so that's good, and will help things along. I'm using HypeHype, which is a cool app that lets you make and play games all on your phone or tablet, even desktop browser. I usually just use my phone or my tablet. And yeah, it's currently on early access, so you have to go to hypehype.com, fill out a form, give them your email, and they will send you a link within 24 to 48 hours, and you can start playing games or making games or both, because that's what I do. And yeah, it came out earlier this year. It's really cool. It uses like a no-code logic node-based system that I'm slowly coming to get better with and learning how to use it. So yeah, let's just go into what I've been working on. Let me first show you the first couple of levels. So this is level 1. Now I'll be honest with you, I'm not that much of a fan of the color palette. I want to redo I might literally take an entire day and just redo the color palette. But when I was originally making this game, that's cool. If you look, all the physics of the cubes are falling. When I was originally making this game, I just wanted colors that would stand out, and I'm just kind of experimenting, seeing what I can do, what I can't do. Again, I am new to HypeHype, so a lot of this is just me learning, making mistakes, seeing what works and what doesn't work. Where's my coffee? There we go. So I thought I would start by showing the first 3 levels that I did and the kind of concept of it. So this is level 1, and I'm gonna hit restart, which is at the top right button, or at the top right. And we got cubes on top of cubes. Very simple. In my mind, I originally made this level just trying to add as much cubes as possible, trying to make it like overload the system just to see what I could get away with. And I haven't figured out how to get the sound working, but hopefully I will eventually. And you can see that all these cubes are dynamic, so they have physics. And then if you hit a red cube, game over. In tandem, once you tap the screen, that moving spike wheel is after you. And I created that spike wheel from scratch, with just using like a tube and then adding triangles and then gluing them into the object. So all again with no code. And then I'll be honest, it might have taken an hour to get it to work, but once I was able to get it to work, I'll be able to use it in other levels. And the main thing was to just getting it to rotate in the correct way. Let me just complete this level so we can see level 1. And I was thinking a lot of those Zen rock gardens where you have like big rocks and little rocks and big rocks. That's kind of what I was going for, but with cubes. And I'll make these into a playlist. In HypeHype, you can make simple games, and they can be short to long games depending on what you want. I've been making hyper casual games for the past like 5 years, so usually what I go for is something that somebody could play in the time span of 30 seconds to a minute. I usually end up making the games so that you play longer than a minute, kind of like a couple of minutes, but my goal is always to try to get it a complete game or finish a level within 30 seconds, because you know these are hyper casual games. They're meant to be played kind of quickly and on the go. And let's see if I can't do okay. So here we got the next level. Now right now we are in portrait mode. No, we are in landscape mode. So this is portrait mode, and honestly, I think I like portrait mode a little bit better because you can actually see the finish line. So here, let me see if we can make some moves to get this looking on the portrait mode. And then well, so I guess that's something I'll need to keep in mind, that the portrait mode and the landscape mode look a little different. Like you can't see the finish line, and I wish you could see the finish line because that's really cool. So let me go into the game itself, look at environment and settings maybe. Cut portrait. So let me see what expand portrait looks like. Yeah, I think I like this better. And then let's move it. Let me see if the portrait. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to expand portrait. And just save it. So that's a quick save. And I'm actually since I just did this, I'm gonna go in and do this for level 1 as well. And let's test it to make sure, yeah, that looks great. Save it. And this is really important when you're playing and you're trying to see what looks great or what looks good. And I could easily see that I did not like that current setup of cut portrait. And let's go ahead, and this is the 3rd level. So right now we're on portrait, and just gotta watch out, because if you get hit by one of these balls, you're done. You're done, son. Okay, let's go to edit and settings. Go to expand portrait. So I'm gonna adjust the camera settings on this level right now, because when I first made, I was adjusting the camera settings earlier so that you could see upwards, but now that we have expand portrait on, it's kind of, you know, it could be zoomed in more. So let's turn the logic on. Now I'm using my fingers. Sometimes I use this Apple Pen, but it's kind of a mix of everything, which is kind of cool. It's almost like finger painting on an iPad to make a game or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's grab the camera, move this field of view. We're gonna move it up a little bit closer. And one thing that's important here is I need to hit the reset view to see what I see in the game. So a good example is if I'm over here and I'm editing this plank spawner and I want to go to what the camera view is, I just hit reset view and I can see, here we go, this is what we see. Now, because I don't want it up as much, I'm going to tap on the red disc and that will adjust the angle ever so slightly. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep a look at this bottom area over here, and see what XY changes. So let's do it like this, and then see what the reset view looks like. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit better. Yeah, let's move it a little bit more. Zoom back. Try to grab the camera and move it a little bit. Okay, so that's a little bit too much. So I'm, you know, little bit there, a little bit here. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna save it. And we got this new level 4 that I'm working on. It's a bouncy one. I made a game called Ball Meets World. It's an app game that you can download, I believe, on iOS and Android. And I used a previous software to make that game. And that game took me like 3 months to make. So it's really cool to just go in here and like make a level in a day. Now, again, I am new to HypeHype, so I'm learning as I go. Hold on, let me turn. So where is it? Unlisted, maybe? So here's what we got so far. Oh, again, camera view, not a fan. Let's go to edit, settings, and do expand portrait. This is a good practice because there's, you know, most people will be playing your games in portrait mode, but because I do a lot of stuff on the iPad, and I'll even edit kind of in landscape mode on my phone just so you can move around. But so let's take a look. So I made these little bouncing things, and then you get to the finish line. Now I think I'm gonna push the finish line back. And I had originally grabbed a spring. Oh, well, let's turn the logic on. Here, a jump spring. In BuildDocs, they have a bunch of pre-made assets and even templates that you can go into, remix, and modify accordingly. And what was cool about this, or I should say not cool, is the spring made the ball character bounce way too much. So what I did, here's an example right there. We got a spring right at the end here. Yeah. So I couldn't figure out why it was doing that. So what I did was I just grabbed this object and added some force wave elements to it, and we can take a look at it. And then I made it a reusable object. Cool thing about HypeHype and the objects that you make is you can make an object that just stands alone, and if you need to, you can copy that object. Then each object will be a standalone object, or you can add that object into a little container with the little bow and package called a reusable, and then it edits everything in. It edits one object that edits all the objects. So it really depends on what you're doing. Yeah, so here, like an example is I can go here, and if I wanted to change this to purple, it would change all of the little target pads to purple. Let's go back to orange. So I want to move this all the way back. And oh, let me give it some space. I think, yeah, okay. So right now it's at -65. Let's go ahead and move it to 75. And now these are tile map sets, which, yo, what's up, Dance? Do you know how to put a video on Buildbox? Nah, man, I'm sorry, I do not know that. I stopped using Buildbox a while ago and have not looked back. I know you can do images. I don't think you can do videos, but sorry. And then, yeah, videos are really tough, man, because videos themselves are a pretty decent file size. So if you're trying to put a video in an app, I would reconsider and try to think of other ways to do it, such as a photo, like multiple photos. That would be my recommendation. Oh man, the sun is super coming through. Okay, let's yeah man, no problem. Good luck. I would say go to their help desk, but you know, I never really found them at helpful. Okay, paint. Let's get rid of this. I should have repainted before I erase painted. Oh, it doesn't go there. Okay, let's grab this. See if this will go. Yeah, this will meet to the end. No, it won't. Will it? What's going on? Select, paint, erase. Okay, so it stops. So with the tile maps, there is a certain amount of distance you can cover. I create an app look like Netflix. Oh, cool. Yeah, man, Netflix is cool. Good stock to buy. I guess I don't own it. Okay, duplicate. And let's put this down here. I want to say negative 2.5. I try to keep it consistent variables throughout my games, but that's just because I like to be super organized. You know, I like to have X at 0, and then if I'm gonna have other objects, you know, set them accordingly. Have you made a lot of apps, Dance, virally? Apps are fun to make. A lot of work when it comes to the SDKs and screenshots. It's funny how screenshots can be a lot of work. Oops, let's get out of this. Okay, that looks good. Now, I think I'm gonna add some invisible walls just so the character doesn't bounce off of the final platform. Actually, let's play. One thing that's fun about making games is you gotta play test all the time. So let's just play test. Now, I'm gonna move these target. So the movement of the ball it's not. Oh, I don't even know if I can make it. Yeah, I can make it. Yeah. The movement of the ball, it's because the ball is rolling, it's not spot on. It's not 1-to-1. But I'm gonna make this game, and I think I'm gonna go back and make the first couple of levels a lot easier, just so you can get an idea of the game. And then these are the more difficult levels. And the idea here is to just get all my ideas out, level designs, and then build off of that. And I was even looking at some of the game, like this game I made for the One Swipe game jam. I want to go back and just do a bunch of updates to it, because when I made the game, I made it for a game jam and I made it quickly. So cool thing with HypeHype is you can go in and you can update your game after the fact. Okay, let's grab this guy. We're gonna make this kinematic and an unmovable object. I'm actually gonna make this invisible. Do something like that. Looking good. This way, the character will not fly out. Set to 1. Cool. Oh, yeah, definitely needs to be higher up. So let's go ahead. And when you want to select multiple items, hey, what's up, Andre? Oh, weird. Is the text coming from the top or the bottom? It's definitely from the bottom. So I need to flip that. Okay. Hey, do you know if hyper-casual games use chart boost and also both Unity ads and ad mobs? I would suspect they use all of them. Yes, I would say all of them. Chart boost is a super big one, popular one, and they have a lot of integration services within them. So the answer to your question is yes. They probably load up. Oh, interesting. It's like a shadow. Okay, that's kind of cool. So apps and games, especially ones by publishers, put as much information as they can in terms of SDKs to get analytics, metrics, ads. I mean, because it's all about money, right? It's all about making money. So they do all of that, and they probably have deals with those companies. So yeah, the answer to your question is yes. Okay, so let's. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like these spikes, but I think it's decent. So I'm gonna add some more. And I'm just tapping with the pencil. Oh, you know what? I noticed that there is a lone square here. Erase. Let me know if the music's like too loud or something. Personally, I just don't like it when there's like no music. I think it's, but I spent like an hour trying to set up the music, so I hope you enjoy it. Cool. Okay, now we need more of these dudes. Let's go grab a couple, duplicate. And really cool, you could just tap the discs and it moves at 45. Is that an iPad Pro? Hey, what's up, anime? It is. It's a new iPad Pro. Like, I try to get this iPad in Seattle in the summer at the Apple store, and they didn't have any. They had none. They had no iPads. Well, they didn't have what I wanted. And then I had to wait like 4 to 6 weeks. I was already gone by then. But yeah, M1. 256 gigabyte memory. I do a lot of screen recording on the iPad. So that gigabyte gets used up fast. I think I only have like 50 gigs available, but I put it onto my computer. You know, how can you find me on Instagram? So on Instagram, I'm Al Cox, ALCOX. That is my name. You can call me HypeC. You can call me Al. They all work. Yeah, but I haven't posted on Instagram in a while. I don't know. I find I hit Instagram in a phase. Usually whenever I'm traveling, some country somewhere or whatever, I'll do more. Oh, hey, yo, hey, that's cool. Thanks, Andre. I'll post on Instagram, but I don't know, man. COVID, it's been basically not going out as much. So I just, yeah. But when I do travel or when I do go somewhere, I'll do more Instagram stuff. But yeah, Instagram's a great way to get a hold of me. Oh man, this chat is just going weird. It's opposite. Oh, maybe I can hit this button. Nice. It's a breeze making games on it. Dude, HypeHype, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And like literally making games on your phone. It blows my mind the things that you can do today that were not even possible like a few years ago. And I was talking with someone who was on the chat earlier, and they were talking about, not necessarily, but like adding stuff into apps like SDKs and oh man, and things like that. Like when you make an app, you have to do so much, and you have to do it almost perfect. Like you can't mess up. You don't want to mess up the ad monetization, even though I've never like. You can use AdMob, and then there's a bunch of like Apple Deal. There's a bunch of mediation tools, and then you have to make sure that it's all set up, and then you even have to submit it to the App Store. And like, I'm in multiple chats. You know, to me, one of the most important things when making games or being a developer is being around other people who are also making games. And consistently, I will see people having issues with the Apple reviewer rejecting their games because they think it's a copy of some other game, which isn't that big of a deal, except for the fact the solution is to cancel your submission process, get a new bundle ID, resubmit it to get a new Apple reviewer who doesn't think your game is a copy of someone else, and then they approve it. Like, Apple is the gatekeeper. What is this background? Apple is the gatekeeper, and whoever happens to be your gatekeeper, it could be their first day on the job. They could have been doing it for 10 years. You're stuck. Maybe we can collaborate really. Yeah, man. Like, honestly, best way to collaborate right now is like, let me know what you think I should add into this game, because then we can make this game together. So check this out right now. I'm gonna go in, and so you got this button over here, which is the scale. This is the rotate, and then this is the movement. Now you can grab the red arrow, the green arrow, or the blue arrow and move it on the XY direction, or you can grab this button and it just moves the whole thing. The cool thing is you can also do that with the rotate. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing these streams. As you can see, I still have some lighting problems. But again, I'm kind of gonna be in a set location for the next 1 to 2 months. So if I can get these streams on a regular basis, and then maybe get some help in making some games, or just ideas, that would be the goal. But I think this is like my 3rd stream, so I'm still trying to figure out all the nuances to doing a live stream. Like, I could tell you right now, I am hot. I think it's because I got the sun on me. Hold on. Let me... but yeah, like here, let me show you like one game that I know I need help on, or that I literally want anybody watching this to help me, would be like this. You know, when you make games, sometimes you get into the position where you're making too many games, but you're not finishing a game. And this would always be a really big problem when you're working on a game or an app. And it's just dangerous. Unity or Buildbox for hyper casual games. They rejected my game for being a copy of another game when it's clearly a new approach, and they approved other identical games. LOL. No, dude, your issue is a common issue. That is common. Like, that's almost like a rite of passage of trying to put out a hyper casual game. And it literally, like, no disrespect, it has nothing to do with your game. It has to do with the person who is reviewing it. Like, you are beholden to that person. You go in, change your bundle ID, get a new bundle ID, and resubmit that app to the App Store. You'll get a completely different person, and they'll, you know, they will likely approve it. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm an Apple fanboy. I got the iPad, I got the new M1 Pro laptops. This baby is amazing. Like, I like it, but with HypeHype, like, you don't have to do any of that. You could, for me, as someone who makes games or would make games on the App Store. Now, your question of Unity or Buildbox for hyper casual games, I'm not a coder. I don't know how to code. I know Unity has like visual scriptings, like, what is it? Why am I blanking right now? Like, there's a couple of them that they help you create the games with the visual scripting. There's two of them. One of them's like, I want to say it's not, maybe Corgi, which is kind of focused towards platformer type games. And then the other one is Bolt. Yeah. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I love Unity. I have like a good amount of the stock. I got in at 75 when it IPO'd, and it's now at like 200, or I think it's at 175. So Unity, Roblox, all these are amazing companies and they do amazing things. Buildbox, I don't know what they're doing. That's why I stopped using them, because it's hard to use something that you can't recommend. I do think that they are a great product. I think they have an amazing ability to help people make games with no code. I just don't think they have, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they know what they're doing. You know, they're definitely trying to make money, and I respect that, but I think you know, they got to get some foundations. Yeah, Bolt. Well, so I've tried GameMaker. I remember GameMaker not being available in Mac, but GameMaker Studio, I've tried one of them years ago. It was 2016. It's a different. So check out this game. I'm working on this game, and I definitely want like help and ideas. Objects, super simple. Like, oh no, it's not even working. It used to work. Crap. Let's hit OK and hit play. I haven't even been in this game in so long. Okay, so that's bad. Let's go in here. Wait, you know, I do have multiple of these. I think the one that I want is in unlisted. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So, if you have ideas, leave a comment of what you think I could have this banana do dodging. I would love to hear it. And if you link to any examples, that will totally help. And yeah, so Super simple game. Makes me think of Funrace 3D. We got this ball and this change is going. Gotta watch out for that. And yeah, I really should just put a finish line on this. So that's a game, like a finish line, which I think you know what? I don't know if it's, what is it? I just get distracted by a lot of things. I was in another game, dodge other peeled bananas. Yeah, like other people. Maybe have other people. Okay. Auto saved from July 10th. You last saved on September 14th. Hit cancel. Take a look what we got over here. Yeah, I could add other bananas, maybe flying bananas. Crap. Trying to get to the finish line to see if that, okay, so the wall is still there. Let's take a look. I was doing something else, but let's see if we got some what banana. Okay, we got some cartoon banana peels. Got a half-eaten banana, so dodge other peeled bananas. Okay. So let me put this in the front. Now we're gonna put this peeled banana further back, but for testing purposes right now, let's just move it up to the front. And sorry, too many questions. Nah. Oh, anime. It's like anime, but with the M and the N flipped. Sorry, too many questions. I've been following you for years, and this is my first stream. I made slap puzzle on Android using Buildbox. Do you think I can make something similar using HypeHype slope puzzles? Let's take a look. My first thought is yes. But my second thought is, oh, dude, I loved your game. I remember your game. I got one of those memories. Dude, you could totally make this easy. Easy. Yeah, slow puzzles. Great game. I love this game. Honestly, the way you did the aesthetics and the feel of the game, beautiful. Well done. You could totally make something like this easy. And like, I gotta be clear, when it comes to HypeHype and even game development, I don't consider myself good. Like, I actually think I focus more time on editing videos and making stuff look pretty than actually being that good of a developer. That being said, I have no problems going at it, you know, like trying my best, trying to make the best with what I got. So yeah, slope puzzles, man, easy. You could easily make a game like this in HypeHype. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had sound. I gotta figure out that sound aspect. Hold on, let me get one of these. Two. Yeah, so I'm suspecting the main character is dynamic. I don't know about the nice splash screens you had. There are some new UI settings in HypeHype. I'm still trying to figure everything out, honestly. I can't even get the progress thing to work, and I'm pretty sure there's a video somewhere on the live stream that Shogun did a couple weeks ago. So I gotta do more research. But yeah, man, and this is just like Buildbox 2, such a good software. So like simple, and man, I almost wish I stopped using that software after 2 years because Buildbox 3 had came out and I wanted to do stuff in 3D, and that software was not even ready. Like, it wasn't ready. It needed another 6 months to a year. But at the same time, some dude made like the Picker 3D and then he ported it to Unity and got #1 on the App Store. So people be doing crazy things. Oh man, it's 4 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee. That's such a bad idea. Okay. Where were we? Bananas. Okay, let's add. So this is green object. And we got some stabilizer, collision. Object is green. Yeah, I mean, I wish them the best. I just wish they knew what they were doing. Like, you know, when you have a software being able to make games with no code, yeah, like that's like, to me, the great thing about HypeHype is I can almost feel the ability, like their node system, like reusable objects. You can make like all of these, like they can exist within the character itself or outside the character. Like, there is an infinite way to do things, and it's definitely overwhelming, but you know, you figure out one small way to do something, you can figure out literally the same way to do that in another way. Like small things like moving a character or moving an object, you know, whatever you learn, it gets compounded. And so even with Buildbox, I think it's a good software-ish. You just have to know how to use it. Like, they don't even have a manual. Like that, I mean, like these are basic red flags. HypeHype, they got wiki documentation, they got live streams every week, they have what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's just well done. Yeah, no, I mean, he's Trey. Yeah, Trey did. Like, without him, Buildbox would have never gotten as far as it did. I mean, it's still doing stuff, so. Alright, so I wanted to do something with this banana. Just add a toggle. And then a vector transform. And we're gonna want this to move in the, what is it? The X direction. So I set the duration to 0. Oh, well, you can kind of see it through the chat. You know, some successful games made with HypeHype. So in the traditional sense of successful games, like in the App Store, like #1 or breaking into the App Store, that doesn't exist. Only because it's different. It's, a top game. It's not, we want to compare like apples to apples. So if you got any game that has come out on the App Store, made it top 100, top 1000, whatever, games in HypeHype don't fit into that genre. So it's kind of, it's cool in the fact that it's, in my mind, they're creating their own fruit, because successful games or successful apps made with Unity or Unreal or Buildbox or Game Maker, Godot, when you launch those onto the App Store or the Play Store, you have to do a lot of things, and you fit into that marketplace, the marketplace of the App Store, the marketplace of the Play Store. And if you have a big following on TikTok, or some ways to do marketing or spend money to get people to download your game, then you go up into the ranking, using websites like App Annie to see where they rank. All the games in HypeHype, they're in their own ecosystem. So here, there are games that get hundreds of thousands of plays, but that metric doesn't translate into the App Store or the Play Store that exists within HypeHype itself. So there are games that have had hundreds of thousands of plays, but you only know that. Here, let me save this. And let's go here. Let's go to my profile. So you can see, so this was the first game I made. I have a video on it. I was in Brooklyn, and I made it 11,000 something plays. So this doesn't translate into like a top game on the App Store. And to be fair, this isn't a big number. There's other games in here, like who. And so this is like, HypeHype is different. It's its own community. Like there's not a community of people who are on the App Store and they all like talk about making apps. Maybe there is. I mean, like, that would be cool. I'm sure there is, but I don't know of it. So here, you can find different people to follow. So it's almost like a TikTok meets making games pushed together, and they're even working on ways to have other people collaborate. So let's say you get really good at HypeHype, and I'm decent at HypeHype, but I don't know how to do certain things. Like in the future, like in the very close future, we'll be able to work together. You and me could work together in HypeHype at the same time, doing some cool stuff. Like why not just two people? Why not 3 people? Like everyone here is creators and they're just trying to make cool games, and that's all I've ever been doing. And I should be honest, playing games. I like to play games too. I like hyper casual games. I think they are amazing. Like you can play it for 30 seconds, not know what you're doing, and be decent, or you could play it for hours and understand the complexity behind a simple game. Like these are all things that I'm all about. So like here's one of a dozen different people in the HypeHype community. There's a Discord channel where people are always active. I try to go there as much as possible because when I don't go there, I miss a lot of stuff. And to me, this is all very overwhelming. There's just a lot of information, but that's okay because, you know, I'm me. I go at my own pace, and you can see. So this game's got 100,000 people have played it, 13K, 50K. This one's a really cool game. I got number 2 right now. Number 4. That one took like an hour, but it's basically you're just straight tower defense, and that's why I think you said it's like TikTok for games. Yeah, so it's like TikTok for games. So that's like saying, you know, if somebody has, you know, so it's just difficult to compare it to App Store games. Like you can, and the cool thing is, there is, you know, when it comes to games and like copyright law, and it gets super complicated, and you've had issues when you've tried to publish games to HypeHype, or I'm sorry, to the App Store or to the Play Store. That like in here, because it is a different ecosystem, you have to understand that, like, if I were to go into this game, well, let's just find a game. Yeah, this game, like, you can remix this game. Well, this is more of a example, but you can go into here, hit this remix button. Let me show you that again. Oh no, where'd it go? UI, I still think could use some finesse. You can go in here, and this is what I think is basically revolutionary about HypeHype, and what's gonna, in my humble opinion, it's gonna change the game for anybody making games in the future because of this simple button. Now, cloning is a big issue in the hyper casual space. I get that. I respect that. I myself am a clone, so I have a different perspective. I have an identical twin. Good looking guy, his beard is not like mine, but he does try. And we are not the same people. This confuses people sometimes, but we are not the same. We look very much the same, but we are not the same. So I take that mentality into games and cloning of games. Like, you can have a game be like another game, but it still be a completely different game. And that doesn't mean it's the same game. So what HypeHype does is, instead of looking at that as like a negative, which, you know, a bunch of lawyers do when they have clones, like, what is it? Roller Splat and Amaze, like basically the same game, but at the same time, different games, lawsuit. HypeHype, it takes something that has been seen in the hyper casual space as a negative, and it flips it into a positive, and that blows my mind. So like, you can take this, where nope, where did it go? Let me just show the example here. You can just take this game and you can literally just change, you know, maybe we want this dude, but instead of green, he should be blue. And yeah, instead of this tree, we should add a different tree. So you can just remake games quickly, easily, and in my opinion, this just like helps the ability to create innovative things super fast, and will only expedite that creative process. And so when you expedite a creative process, you know, over time, you don't know what it's going to do, and it's going to be cool stuff. And everyone who knows how to use HypeHype can take a game that somebody made and make it in their own way. It's just cool, right? Oh yeah, no, future stuff. I mean, we're talking future. Yeah. Not only like you've seen Core and you've seen Roblox, so being able to, and there's even so like there's a level. What is it? Who made it? My memory is not what it used to be, but they're gonna like. The cool thing with HypeHype is they discuss their release notes and all the things that they're working on, the things that they're doing, their goals, like on a weekly or monthly basis. So kind of like the opposite of what Buildbox would do, which would just, I don't even know what they would do. But HypeHype, you know, the team knows everyone's asking questions. There's the Discord channel. Got the Discord channel, got tutorials, frequently asked questions, release notes, things that they're working on, things that have been added. What was I saying when it comes to like metaverse? Like there's levels, there's games in here where you just basically like walk around, and it's almost like you're literally in a world. I think it's like Dave's World. Anyways, there's going to be future setups where you could be playing a game. You could be like a dude walking around in a world, and let's say you go up to a house or a building. And then in that will load another game. Like even here, this dude. Let me see if I can find. Like there are games that have games within a game within a game. Like it's ridiculous. Right. All right. Where was I? Let's backtrack. I was trying to add. Oh yeah, I was messing around with this. So we don't need these spikes anymore. I want to add like a bigger invisible wall. Right. Okay, so we hit logic on. Hold on, I feel like this. Oh, you get it? Oh, like the different worlds in a game. I mean, there's so much, man. It's kind of fascinating. So I'm gonna move these around, and I'm touching this icon, which moves it in the X, Y, and Z axis, as opposed to just going like this, and then like this, and then like this. Kind of make me think of donuts. Oh, and I can, you know what? I just realized these are also all on the same Y plane. I can update that too. You know what I wanted to add to this level? Lasers. Now, when you get the email for HypeHype and you download it, one thing I strongly recommend is to play lots of games and hit the like button or hit it twice to start. So you're like, I think it's like a super like, because when you find things that you like in the game, which to me is one of the coolest things, is when you see something you like a mechanic, you can copy that mechanic. When you see like even an object, a shape, a certain effect, you can copy it. And there was this one level that I saw, or this one game that I saw, and it was super simple, I'm trying to think the name of the person who made it, but super simple. But I'm gonna look for that mechanic, and then I'm just gonna take it and then put it into my game. But I gotta find it first, so I know what I'm looking for. And I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I think all the likes and stuff, I think they got wiped out. Oh, man. I should also mention, if you see something you like, you should just hit the remix button and then save it as a draft. I think that's going to be my new process going forward, because I've found mechanics and things that I like and enjoy and want to eventually. Oh, check out this one. Oh, that's silent. So this is dope, and I wish you could hear it, because it reminds me of, what's that movie, Quiet Place? It's just basically like that, and you just like walk around, and it's like, it's just got this creepy feeling towards it, like something's going on. But oh, dude, I swore I saw something. Yeah, like this is just a whole world. Like we can even like check it out. You know what? So this is a nice wall. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this wall. Go ahead, copy, exit. So I didn't find what I'm looking for, and I'm still looking for it. So I haven't given up, but I'm gonna go in here, hit edit, and hit paste. We go in, and so a trick to tapping multiple objects is you tap the object, and then you take one finger and you hold it. You see how I got my finger, and then you tap other objects. This is great for multi-tapping. You can move objects this way, but we're gonna go ahead and just delete this. So I want this on negative x10, x of negative 10. And then this is just an invisible wall, so you don't go to the left too much. Oops. No. This at 10. See, kind of like that. I wonder if I should make it visible when it gets hit. To maybe. So on collision. Interval. So let's see, the character is an object of, oh, here, green. And technically I should make this a reusable object, which, if you can add a line going all the way down from the ball to the ground, that would be great, so the player can see where the ball is and guess where it will land. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to best do that. Like the shadows. Okay, so we got shadows. Where is the light source? Go into the search. Okay. So let's grab it. And why can I not? There we go. Okay, so let's see if we can get this ball. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized I think maybe the ball doesn't have a light source. Cast shadow. No, it does. Oh, wait. Does this not have? Oh, you know what? I turned off the receive shadow in level 1 because I was messing around with way too many cubes. So I should probably go in and change that as well. Okay, like that. You see how there's the ball? I think that works. I think that's yes, a shadow can work, but the platforms are separate from each other, so you can't always see. Yeah. That's true. Yo, what's up, Matt? Will you ever come back to a game engine that allows you to export and make some money? What's up, Matt? Will I ever? I mean, I don't think so. I think I'm good with HypeHype. Like, we'll see if anything changes. But honestly, I am totally digging the community and the ease of use of making a game. And I was never really, yeah, making money was never my thing. I felt like I made money when I had a regular job, and now I'm done with those days. But if, you know, if there's some cool new game engine that lets you start making games on your iPad and makes it super easy, then it's totally a possibility. So it all depends on the technology that is available. I do like, it is cool to make games and apps, but like when I was using BuildBox as an engine, my goal was always to make games as fast as possible. Like that was always, like, I shouldn't say that. Make games as fast as possible while trying to document the process and recording and editing videos. That was always my goal. And, you know, towards the end of, like, was it? Wait, it was this year. Yeah, it was towards, like, I was getting to a place where I could go in and make a game in 1 month. Now, it wouldn't be the coolest game. And again, I wasn't trying to make the next top 10 app game. I was just trying to get into a process where I could make one game a month. And I had it. And I was there. And, like, to be honest, half of that process, maybe a quarter, 30% was the process you have to do, like all the stuff that you have to do after you finish. Like, you finish the game and then you still have to do all this. And to be fair, you get better and faster at that every single time. Hi man, thanks. Amine Kadari. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Where was I? Yeah, so I would get faster at that process. My whole goal was to just get to be able to make a game in a month. Make like a very thin line that barely visible and link to the ball. I can add something. I just don't think it will look. Oh no, we have a crash. Sometimes HypeHype crashes. I'll be honest with you, but the save, it'll save. Yeah, so my goal was always to just get in the process of being able to make a game quickly. So now that I can do that, and it's even faster. It's even faster. It's a little bit more complicated because I am new and I'm learning, but yeah, man, like I don't. It's hard to describe when you're making a game on an iPad, let alone editing what you're making on a phone because you're out or whatever. The ease and comfortability, it's to me it's like next level. But if something comes out, I'm always open. I'm always looking. All right, let's add an asset. I think we want like a shape. Yeah, and like I remember when we like the turning point when we were in Vegas, like that to me that was a turning point. That was like I remember talking to you and telling you how okay, like it looks like I'm gonna have to use Unity now because I gotta make games. I can't explain it. I have to. If I'm not making a game, then I better be editing a video because that's why I get out of bed. And I hadn't even known about HypeHype. And people talk. Okay, I'm gonna have to grab one of these cylinders. Be cool if there was a star-shaped cylinder. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can make objects have opacity levels. Yeah, BuildBox hit you with the roadblock. Maybe HypeHype will one day let you get a cut of ad revenue from your games on here. Oh, dude, I have no doubt that they have big plans. I mean, look at somebody who is, on TikTok making bank, right? The thing they need is, I don't know, 100 million people using it every day, and then they'll have access to grow their business. But to me, these are like nice early days. Try to figure out how things are done. I mean, using the no code logic component node system. Yeah, I have no problem spending lots of time trying to figure out how this game, how to make games, how to get better at making games, and doing little things along the way because, yeah, I think there's mad opportunity. Okay. So I can add this object here. 0. The z of negative 2.5. So let's go ahead and put this at 0. Let's see, I don't know if this should have a shadow. Let's get rid of it. Gonna make it trying to think of how to make it let's just put this on here and see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, definitely static, no physics. So right now it's attached to the ball, which is controlled by the joystick. There's a way to get this object to have it always be at the X and Z value, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that. So I'm gonna pass on that. Is HypeHype user base growing? That's a good question, Matt. I would assume so. I mean, they have a small user base, so my guess is yes. I think they have like 1.4K followers on YouTube. Whenever I check out the Discord chat, there's always a lot of chatter going about. So maybe make these bouncy. Go ahead and delete these. What is this? It's a finish line. Oh, snap. Okay. Bouncy. Huh. I could maybe even add wave and movements. Well, let me do that for the next level. Let's get this level complete. Oops. Okay, that's too difficult. The game needs to be easier for sure. All right, I'm gonna take a bunch of these. I'll take a bunch of these, duplicate them, move it closer to the bottom. Oh, that's looking weird. Let's just move these around. Get rid of this spring. Oh, sure. Delete that. Can delete this dude. Yeah, this is a really good idea. Then it makes it more difficult to die. Hold and tap to select multiple objects. Kind of look like frisbees to me. Is anybody else like frisbee golf? Gotta play some frisbee golf as soon as the weather gets better. I don't do the cold. Okay. I'm curious to see if the ball falling down gets more airtime, also causes more velocity to happen and causing the ball to bounce up even higher. So let's definitely test that. Okay, I'm gonna save it actually. Don't remember the last time I saved. That's never good. Ready to go. Okay, let's try it. Maybe I should get rid of the spinning spikes as well. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Oh. Okay, so it is kind of difficult to see. Trying to think if I should add something in the way. Well, let's make these levels easy because I try to make some of the levels too difficult. So we get that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, step 1, make levels easy. Step 2, make them even easier. And then somewhere you make them a little bit more difficult, but okay, so I like this. What was I thinking for another level? All right. Let me see. Let's do something like this. So I'm gonna remix this one. Wait, is this number 3? No, it should be number 4. Call it ball bumper. I'm open to name suggestions. Let me know what you think I should call this game. I keep thinking ball something. So if you have ideas, leave them in the comments. All ideas are taken seriously. I would like a one word, like a buster. No, that doesn't sound cool. Bally, that's kind of basic. Anyways, let me know if you have suggestions. I take all of them seriously. And would totally appreciate any suggestions. This is level 4. And again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go back and like change all these. So I'll do that in time. Okay. And so let's hit remix and magic on. So now I'm going to get rid of all of these frisbee discs. What is this one? Is this a timer? What are you going to? So as you can see, I start to just add a lot of stuff, which I guess can be dangerous because then there's a bunch of stuff going on here. I don't even know what. Oops. No, I actually wanted to keep that. Okay, let's get a cube. If we want something like this. But, oops. Let's move it back over here. Oh, I just put it into an object that's I have a bunch of random stuff, so you know, I could be a little cleaner. All right, so we got a cube. How big is a 1x1 cube actually? So I'm thinking about putting these cubes, multiple cubes in the game and then having them move either left and right, up and down, right and left, down and up. And then try to create kind of like a, almost like a maze that the player has to go through. And for this, we're going to be using the wave generator and the transform. Yeah. I need a lot of practice in the wave generator and transform. So what better way to get practice than to just do it? Okay, so there's a lot going on. We're gonna get rid of this, this, and we're gonna make this actually a kinematic object and then change it to default. So it's gonna be a completely different object. Maybe I should make it orange, like platform level is kind of orange. Let's just let me duplicate this. I just want to see how big it is compared to the main character. Okay, so it's not that big. I think I'm going to make it bigger. Yeah, now that's pretty big. Let's see how big it is. Here's delete, not duplicate. Yeah, so I like that size. Oops, delete. Delete. Okay, so yeah, let's get a wave generator and I believe a transform. So this is pretty basic movement stuff here. I usually just go in and copy from someone who's already done it, but I thought maybe we can do it now. Good practice. So we're gonna want this to loop. And I kind of want a random. So on start, it's gonna be a random number generator, 0 to 5. It's gonna be 0 to 5 seconds. We're gonna set it to a float. Float is basically, is it 0? Yeah, 0. Decimals. It includes decimals. So maybe integer, actually. So on integer, on start, the random timer goes off 0 to 5, and then it goes into the wave generator. Oh wait, this just gives it a random number. It doesn't actually delay it. So I need an interval. So on random, go to interval, duration. Okay, so the random piece makes everything random. The interval says whatever the random number is, which will be 0 to 5. And then after that, we execute the wave generator. And then the wave generator wait, now, does this go into the activation, execute, or amount? I don't think it's amount. Let's try execute. Maybe it is amount. Okay, so that's not good. Hold on, let me see. I got some resources. Okay, so we got the transform here. And the value output should be amount. And instead I have execute, so that's not right. No, to the transform amount. Did it move? Oh, and the size of the cube is 3. So it's a big object. So these numbers are not doing it justice in terms of movement. But it didn't move. Okay, let's see. So to translate. Let me actually put in the wave generator here. And I think I do want it to loop. Let's the duration to 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out. And the end value, I don't know, and then here to the transform execute. Oh, you know what? I don't even think. Oh, and then the transform is moving up. So let's move it this way. Well, let's move it up first. It's not working. And this object, looks like there's something going on here. Let's just get rid of this. Maybe that's messing things up. So right now I am checking out the live stream from a couple of days ago that Shogun did. It's on the HypeHype YouTube channel, but he was going through the transform and the wave generator. Yeah, and I always have trouble with this. Like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, and it's very confusing to me because yeah, I'm still trying to understand it. So and I feel like I got a similar setup. Oh, but nothing is turning it on. So maybe that's... No. What am I missing? Okay, so we got enabled loop. Oh, but maybe it needs to be executing. Enabled. Affect physical. Translate. Okay, so here we go. This amount should be 0. And then this transform should go here, and that should be amount. What am I missing? Okay, let's take a look. We got the transform enabled, affect physical. I mean, maybe the number is not big enough. Nope. On start, maybe. It's an unmovable object. Kinematic. All right, I'm probably missing something super simple. Hold on. Here, let's. Okay, so for the Easing, duration in, duration out. That looks fine. Transform should be set to amount. Make sure this is the same cube, because if I'm making adjustments and it's not the same one. Let's see. Okay. Got the wave generator. Maybe turn off loop. Yeah, I'm thinking that's not the same cube, so I'm gonna delete that. Oop, nope, delete, not duplicate. Oh wait, these all hide. Okay, you know what? I need to put this and this into there. Maybe that was the reason it wasn't working, because it wasn't in the container box. So we got the wave. We got a duration. 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out. Start value 0, end value 5. Transfer amount. Okay, this looks like the exact same setup Shogun had. And then when you look at the transform, see that the amount is there. Translate and maybe remove the on start. Okay, so wave generator executing yes. Loop it. Default. Okay. Must have been missing a button somewhere. So I'm gonna take this and I wanna see if I can do this. Okay, cool. So, you know what? What if I did this? So So it's right now this is moving up. And what if I tilted it sideways? Still goes in the same. Let's see how that looks. I mean, that's not bad. Okay, so we'll call this move up cube. Wait, let's just call it up cube. And then we can copy it, make it down, left, right, all of the above. First, up. Duplicate this container. And let's move this to the left, and we're going to call this one left cube. I wonder if I can... I'll add symbols on top of these that'll help make it more recognizable on what they do. Brilliant. Let's go get some... Oh no, it froze. It froze. Okay, hopefully I saved it. I don't even think I saved it. HypeHype is good at saving things. All right, let's close this. Fingers crossed. We got the up cube and the left cube. Let's save it. Ew, that's gonna, I don't even like that. Okay, so we're not gonna save it yet because I'm not happy with the thumbnail screenshots. Yeah, I want a cool thumbnail before I save it. Simple requests. Yeah, this works. That is not what I asked for. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to, oops, undo. I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it into the cube. So now it's part of that reusable. That's what they're called. And it looks like there's another one. Hit play. Oh, and then we can glue it. Why is that sideways? So I'm not exactly sure why that's like that, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about that too much. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because this. No, that has nothing to do with it. You see how the cube, like this is supposed to be a copy of that cube, but the arrow, for some unknown reason, is facing the wrong way. That's okay. So this is left. So let's that in there. Glue it, take this, duplicate as a reusable. Why is it being weird? I'm trying to move it to the left. It won't let me. Okay, so now I'm definitely gonna save it. Let me just try to get like a... Sometimes when things do get a little buggy and it's like not making any sense, then it's probably a good idea to save it. It's weird. It's not letting me move. It's only going up or down. All right, let's close HypeHype. Let it set for a second, and then we'll jump in and test it again. I was just trying to go left. It's like no left. I'm like, what do you mean no left? Okay. And now we can move left. See how simple that is. Okay, and then these wave generators are causing it to move 5. And the size of the blocks are, I want to say 5? That's kind of big. 3. Okay, so if they're going to be moving a distance of 5, I think I should make the blocks 2.5 so that it's just basically double the distance. It'll make for good math in a moment, you'll see. I wish there was a way to copy and paste these numbers. But it's not like this is that difficult, it's just a bunch of tapping. Okay, so you're set to 0. You're set to, can we do 2.5, negative 2.5? No, that's not. So z, let's do z of negative 10. And do this as z of negative 10. Oh, okay. So changing the sizes of the originals does not cause the changes in the size of the duplicates that are out in the field. So again, these are copies of this. So let's. This is a y of -3. Okay, cool. I like it. Copy this one, and we'll call this right cube. And I'm basically just gonna make cubes going in all different directions, and then you have to move through kind of like a maze to get to the finish line. Oh wait, and then we select this and we went it that way. Cool. Grab the container, hit duplicate. Let's move this to x of 2.5. I'm gonna move this arrow. Y of -3. They move pretty far. Okay, y of -3 is not gonna be good. We need what, 3.25? Okay. So kind of got an idea of what I'm looking for. So let's do one more. Select this, duplicate. And let's have it go this way. Oops. Okay, and then duplicate this. Now I'm thinking it'd be good to have it pause. All right, well, so I'm gonna think about this, think about how I want to set this up. I want cubes to be moving in all kinds of different directions. This is just an early preliminary of what I'm working on. So it's not complete, and it's, you know, I'm just taking ideas that I had to see how they look. And this is not as cool as I originally thought, but that's okay because I was able to get the wave to work, the wave and the transform somehow after a long time of it not working. Because I think I was missing something, but it's working now. So let's, let me save it. And then I'm also going to create a playlist. Which will be the last thing I do on this stream. To create a playlist, just go to Discover or Create. Hit Create Playlist. And all bumper. So looking for a name, if you got some name ideas, let me know. And add hypes, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Get to the finish line too. Finish quick. Do some hashtags. Oh, and there's a hype jam going on right now too. What is the name of that jam? Let's see. Create a global announcement. Yeah, next week's hype jam. HypeHype game jam. Okay, so let's add that. Cool, so now there is a playlist. And you can play all the levels that I've made. All right, well, I think that's it for now. I'm kind of losing my voice. Talking for 2 hours, I guess, does that. If you have any questions, comments, let me know below. Yeah, this has been fun. And I feel like when you're learning something new, there's always, you know, you keep hitting the same issues until you figure it out, and then you'll be able to, I don't know, make wave generators and transforms easy in the future because you've spent a lot of time trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And if not, try again. You know, when making a game, figure out what you want to learn, what you want to get better at, and then make a game using those mechanics. And this is HypeHype, so you don't even actually have to understand how it is done. You can just go into another game, hit that remix button, copy the mechanics, which is kind of what I do for a lot. So, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, until next time. Stay safe out there. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, let me know. Yeah, and until next time, stay safe. All right, peace. Hasta luego.